Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Mage venue. And we start the scene with Ava for once being actually in her bedroom. Quite unique, actually. Um, she is laying on her bed, the lights are off, the door is still open though, like wide open. And she is trying her hardest not to fall asleep, as people have told her that she shouldn't because she might have a concussion or something. But it's difficult. It's been a long day and she's hurting. And she's just so tired. So eventually she does kind of doze off. As she is looking up at the ceiling, her eyes just kind of slowly fall shut. And it's there that we are going to start the scene, because for some reason I had to intro this.
I think Ilya, the Caleb, and the Nausicaa, he just wants to check on Ava. So they knock the door, like the Caleb knocks the door.
Yeah, Nausicaa is also there just to kind of check up on her and make sure she's okay.
Can we come in?
The door is wide open.
He nods.
Just walk in.
Ava is sleeping.
Caleb just looks at Nausicaa and says, "Did she get shot?"
She shouldn't be sleeping. She may have a concussion. And Nausicaa's going to walk over to her and just, like, poke her in the forehead. Wake up, Ava.
Stop doing that. Fuck.
You shouldn't sleep. You may have a concussion.
Look, I'm tired, okay?
I know you're tired, but the longer you stay up, the less likely it is that you'll suffer brain damage and die.
Hey, here's some water. Caleb kind of like brings some water and lemonade.
Yeah, she'll slowly sit up. Like, it takes her some time to actually get up, because she's, like, as she's starting to get up, she gets dizzy. So she finally sits up and kind of holding her head, and holds out one hand to take the water. Thank you. So, how are the others doing? Oh, hi, Caleb.
They won't die.
Neither will I.
Hopefully.
As far as I can see, there's no permanent damage to anybody.
They got shot. He's got a gun on my head. Pretty hard.
I heard you get attacked by this metal man. Nausicaa told me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't get directly attacked by him. But yeah, there was some kind of a weird metal guy there, yeah. He came right through a wall. Like, Jesus.
He punched through a wall, I heard.
Yeah.
Good nods.
We really did suck, didn't we? She kind of glances up at Nausicaa.
We were not very effective. as I was saying to Caleb earlier, some of the mage traditions are considered powerful warriors.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like doesn't look like we're one of those.
No, not yet.
I mean, are you looking into becoming a warrior, Nausicaa?
No. But I would like to be able to... I think I would like to be able to
Yeah.
not be so ineffective in a situation like that.
Yeah,
I'm
me
going to
too.
look in the library. There may be information on how to be more combat effective.
I'm
Mhm.
learning how to shot a gun better. I'm getting probably better every day. But yeah, I also want to learn how I can use my magic to make myself better.
I don't want to fight. Like, I really don't want to fight. It scares the hell out of me.
I agree. But it appears we are keep being put in these situations. We may not have a choice.
I also don't want to fight. That's why I try to learn to disguise myself. Better how to sneak. If they can't see me, they can't shoot me. But I think that there's a reason why I also try to learn how to use a gun. So if I don't have any other option.
I'm not gonna kill someone. If I'm gonna fight, I will find ways to do it without killing someone.
Could you interfere with their mind?
The thing is, it takes too much time. I need to do, like, maybe if I can do some preparations or things like that is something that I might be able to look into.
Most good notes.
Caleb nods as well.
Like, I was thinking when we were running, like, I thought about, like, scaring that guy off with a mind effect, but you can't really start writing a proper story when you're running, when you only
It's
have
true.
seconds.
Our magic is only as useful as our understanding and our ability to apply it. I've been reading about, in the books downstairs, many things that can be done. And although I believe I have the correct level of mastery, I simply don't know how. I cannot filter the magic through the way I understand of using it correctly.
I feel like I'm capable of doing more than I understand right now.
You should push yourself.
I'm trying. Maybe like this guy who told us that he can give us the stone by switching something to a lady. Maybe we can buy books from him if he has good ones.
I'm not sure if you're gonna find the answer in like a book.
Nausicaa gives Ava a look like, well, that was the last thing she expected her to say.
Dava will see that look and she kind of shrugs. I mean, I think we can find help in books, sure. But how many times have they not told us that what we're learning is unique to ourselves? I don't know how many books are written about you and your magic, Caleb, or yours, Nausicaa. I don't think there are many books written about any of us.
I think you're right, but I think there are fundamentals in common. And learning what other people can do can give you ideas. For example, I'm having a lot of difficulty at the moment. While I am fairly sure I possess or I have learned and have become attuned to the sphere of temporal correspondence. I have had difficulty applying it outside of information technology. I am reading things about summoning circles, crystal scrying balls, and other ways to observe things. In fact, Caleb, similar to the way you used your meditative practices to form a synaptic connection, I've been unable to do this. And I'm trying to expand my abilities in that manner.
He nods.
So, two of you have been talking before. So you know we have a new one. Caleb?
Yes.
I heard. I will meet with the person. What's her name? What's his name or her name?
Kate or something.
She appears to have some kind of background within the traditions.
What, really?
Jessica nods. Yes. She has referred to the Order of Hermes in the technocracy. Apparently, members of her family are part of the Hermetic tradition.
I wonder what happened to her family.
I don't know. Maybe we should check up on her.
Maybe.
I must admit, there's a certain level of me that is suspicious of new people.
I don't know. I mean, she was covered in blood, but she seemed to, like, even with the attack, she's just running around. Like, she was actually running away from us back into the arms of that metal thing. And then when we got here, she was all like, who's your leader? Like, I don't know. We didn't really matter.
Do you remember when I first left the Zeta Clinic? I was very scared. But either way.
Yeah.
I remember your scream. I remember your screaming.
Yeah, we were scared. We didn't know what was happening.
No. What I'm trying to say is, like, your scream was magical. It hurt us, and we tried to first run away. And I'm not trying to say, like, you did bad by screaming. The guy was scared shitless. I was scared shitless as well.
I don't think that was me.
But, Caleb, shuts up.
I mean, yeah, that happened.
Either way, the more of us there are, the better.
Yeah.
And if she is able to point us in the direction of other tradition members, that could be helpful.
Probably.
If she has the photo of her dad or her mom, I can find him.
I mean, maybe she just knows where they are.
Completely.
Also, Caleb has offered to help us with the thing we're going to do at the museum. But I believe he thinks that would be a more prudent course of action to steal directly from Agatha.
I disagree.
I really think we should just steal from Agatha, but if the majority wants to steal from a museum, then we will steal from a museum.
I mean, ultimately, with the museum, we have a better understanding of what's inside, how it looks, security measures. With Agatha, we have no clue. We
We
do not
can.
know where the stone is. We do not know what her security measures are. And that's even outside, like, the likely possibility that she might be a mage.
I certainly agree.
I think there are too many uncertainties.
I agree.
Museum, we can calculate them.
I agree with the course of action regarding the museum, where we can see the museum. But for me, when we take this idea of stealing from a museum one side and stealing from one person, stealing from Agatha is more easier if she is not a mage. If she is a mage, yes, we will have some problems, but we can actually check if she has wards. If she's a mage, like I heard this chantry has some stuff, protections, portal rooms. Like, when we look at the chantry, we see something magical with the prime side.
Yes, but how would you go about checking? I mean, I don't know her address.
I know her address.
But even if, like even if that's her address, like her real address, which, I mean, if she is a mage, is highly unlikely.
The stone is there.
Okay.
How big is the stone?
Remember, I checked the stone. I reached the stone via correspondence. I gave you the address and the name.
How big is the stone, Ava?
It's a stepping stone that fits in front of the portal. I'd say. And she kind of spreads her hands out. I think 2 people can stand on it.
So,
easily.
What I was trying to say, guys, is we don't know what this Agatha lady is. Maybe she is just a normal person, right? And maybe she isn't. So, stealing from her home, one, we can actually check her defenses. While we can just watch her house from distance, and then, like, if she looks like she's living alone, we can just go in and look.
I mean,
what's in the house from the window, not entering her house.
Actually, Caleb, didn't you look when we were in the tea house?
I didn't. She didn't look like that. She seems like she's a mage. Like, when there was no quintessence in her. There was no something magical in her at that moment. And I mean, you're thinking all the possibilities. She can just, maybe she has ways to protect herself.
True.
If she's a powerful mage, if I was a powerful mage, I would look like normal all the time.
I still think it is a great risk.
Mm-hmm.
The potential downside of this is that we anger someone potentially significantly powerful. We also may alienate Samir.
And potential bad side of stealing from a museum is we become public enemy number 1.
I don't think we'll become public enemy number 1. Maybe number 2 and 3, but not 1.
I believe dealing with mundane law enforcement and will be easier than dealing with a potentially powerful wizard.
I agree with you, but on the other hand, the downside of stealing from the museum is a lot of publicity, which might also downgrade the goods that we get. I mean, I still think that we should go for like the museum, but if it gets public knowledge that an item was stolen, then she might not want to have it because it's a stolen thing.
I'm not 100% sure that it is going to Agatha.
Oh,
The deal I
okay.
have with Samir is that he will take the talk, and he will
Fair enough.
procure for us the stone.
Also, the other downside of the museum is, of course, the fact that when we were there was also that guy.
Bars seem reasonably certain that they are not directly involved, and they are simply there for publicity.
Can I also say that we can't trust this guy that we kind of know for like 2 or 3 meetings?
Nope, but we know where he is. We know what his business is.
Yeah, we can mess with the business, that's true. But
we could go and kill him.
Yeah,
No.
like if he
No.
just messes with us, we are in a huge. But we don't know if he can persuade the Agatha from taking the stone as well. He says he can, but like how much trust we can put this guy's word?
I mean, ultimately, we have much of a choice. We know that at least he has a way of recognizing us instantly as being what we are.
Did you guys ask him what he is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
He avoided the question, but it is fairly obvious that he is awakened.
Yeah.
I'm fucking getting tired of these people telling us what we are and don't tell us what they are. Like really, this is getting annoying.
I agree. People, they seem to enjoy being deliberately vague. Perhaps it is a life spent training them for that.
Actually, Nausicaa?
Okay.
Something completely different, but I want to pitch this now before, like, I forget. Because I think it'll come in handy in any kind of situation, whether it is to escape or break out a new mage or to do a heist. We need to get a clear understanding of what we have in Chantry when it comes to people, what they can do and how they can help. And I was wondering if you could maybe, like, I mean, I think that you are one of the best suited for that task of, like, you know, getting an overview of what everyone can do, where their qualities lie, where their weaknesses lie. Is that something you might want to do?
I could. At the meeting before, I asked everybody what spheres they believe they possessed. James certainly possesses a level of forces. Aside from that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Caleb here, I believe, possesses a similar skill set to me. You likely possess the sphere of mind and correspondence, as well as spirit.
Yeah.
Julie, I believe, also possesses spirit and maybe mind, but I don't think to the same degree that you do.
Don't think so either. The thing is, not only the spheres that we have, but as we already pointed out, also we all work in unique ways. So where you can do something with, like, correspondence or things like that, time, someone with the same amount of understanding of that sphere might be doing completely different things.
This is also true.
So, like, besides just knowing what we're good at, what sphere we're good at, maybe also look at what it is that we actually can do. Like, where does our power lie? How can we do, like, things at the snap of a finger that we can use in, like, a tight situation, or do we need to look into certain preps? Basically, that. I don't know. I may sound vague right now. What?
No, I
Do I
think
sound?
you're quite right.
Okay.
Hey, well, I did something for for myself, but like, I would be fine if you guys use those things as well. I told this to Nausicaa. I'm trying to learn how to change myself and in a really faced way, like put a mustache, top hat, and basically try to look like someone else.
Having an accomplished spy and investigator in our group would be very useful.
And what I want to do is we can't like we're trying to make this place better, right? Like he looks at Nausicaa. This is our chantry, and I personally believe we should make our defenses better. We just can't rely on Boris, Tasha, and Lee all the time. Like we need to contribute to defense as well.
But do we even
You've
know
seen the security system set up around the chantry, yes? For the record, there are like cameras like in the public areas and like out front.
What I did, that's a good one, for example. But like what I mean is, do you guys like certainly know what areas around the chantry leads towards like streets that it has no ends, or alleyways and all that jazz? For the last 3 days, I studied all of them.
Okay.
If you would create some kind of escape plan for us, Caleb,
that
would be most helpful.
One thing I want to make sure is like I like it here, and if we can open a portal, they say we will find new things and new answers for our magic. So maybe our first priority should be always defending here. But if we find ourselves in a situation where we can't defend anymore, we can run away. But I was gonna ask, like, maybe this place has an approach to the sewers. I don't know. Like, I don't know the laws. Like, I need to check the laws in America about the sewers as well, because I think if you go to sewers, you're getting arrested. But we kind of don't give a shit about that anymore.
I believe you should talk to Lee about this.
Yeah.
It is his place after all.
I think he knows the situation best. I mean, we definitely have our entrance or exit to the sewers, because like we have a toilet and we have streaming water and everything. I'm just not sure if we actually are in the vicinity of a manhole.
It's.
But yeah, I would definitely suggest to talk to Lee about it.
Maybe what I can also do is create routes for everyone if you're splitting, and put like, you guys might get disgusted by it, but I have like clothing around the chantry in the alleyways that I hide. So if a technocracy agent sees me in a black jacket, I enter an alleyway and leave the alleyway with a red jacket. With like this,
you've put a
with
lot
mustache and so maybe what I can do is I can't, create a specific amazing backup for you, but maybe I can like create something that will make you look like something else. At least, not as like I can do on myself better, but maybe for you guys, I can make it a bit different. Oh, see, what I'm trying to say is I will like spend time with every character and create a different disguise for every character and hide them around the city or like around the chantry. So when we split up, people will enter the known alleyways and they will put the disguise on, and maybe like it will be up to my successes that how the change will happen. Did you guys understand what I mean, or I need to explain more?
No, we got you. Or I got you, yeah.
Okay, so like Caleb explained this better than Amit. And like he just says, like, what do you guys think about it? Do you guys think it's a is it a possibility?
Yes, I would try, but I'm not sure if you can do it or if someone of us can do it. I would try to make sure that you hide those things not only mundanely, but also maybe like magically, because ultimately mundane stuff can be found.
I think, yeah, that's quite good.
But it is a good idea, and I would would totally encourage you to do it. I mean, in the end, yeah, if this place is being overrun, then we need to find an exit, but we also need to find a safe house, like a place where we can get back together. That is not that is a publicly accessible place where we can reconvene, but is not known to like that, that it's linked to us. I think if you could look into like an escape plan, it would definitely be something that we can have. It would be a good idea.
He nods.
Caleb, if you would like to be in charge of our security. We were talking about roles earlier. You seem to know a lot more about this than either of us, and have thought in much more depth.
Yeah.
I think I can kind of imagine what we need. And yeah, I will be fine with that. I will like create disguise for everybody. One thing I was also going to ask for the map of the sewer system. If it's like something we can find, and like
I believe they are publicly accessible.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you come into any cost, Caleb, please send me the bill. I will be happy to front it.
He nods. Like I think we can buy guns that is that will have numbers, so they can find us through those numbers as well and reach to you. So like maybe I will try to find someone who, like a dealer. I will try to find a dealer, and
you will be able to do that.
I have some friends who might reach to a street level dealer. He takes a deep breath, but like this is the first time he does this. This guy never used drugs in his life.
Else,
and
maybe. I can imagine Julie maybe also knowing a few people.
I don't want to generalize her, but yeah, maybe. He kind of like has a smile on his face.
I mean,
again, I would be happy to foot the bill. I imagine illegally unregistered firearms are not cheap.
Yeah, probably.
And else, when it comes to illegal weapons, and Julie wouldn't know how to purchase them, and you wouldn't either, I'm pretty sure we can get some via Tasha. I mean, after all, I already have one.
This is true. I also do. However, establishing some contact of this variety
It's not a bad idea.
Is not a bad idea.
Overall, yeah, Caleb, if you could, like, get into like security, and also get into like making sure that every one of us has access to like things they need, and I don't just mean clothing, but also like a package of the things that they need for them to do magic, or like weapons or anything. Like, you could be our supplier.
Guys, the last thing I heard was you may not know how to deal with a dealer or something like that Saskia said, but yeah, that's the last thing I heard.
And I need to remember what I just said. If you could like make sure that we don't only have like an escape plan and clothing, but also maybe make sure that we have the supplies that we need, like the things that we do magic with, the weapons that we might need to use if we're planning an escape. Maybe even set a few traps in the area.
What we can, like, the easiest trap is a bear trap, but yeah.
I was thinking more about things like that we would know, like basically that are hidden, like the clothing that we could activate if we run past it.
Mm-hmm. Ava, another thing.
Yeah.
If you're like running away, you need like safe houses.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Apologies, I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
I have bought an apartment in downtown Manhattan. I believe that I could also work out other safe houses around the city potentially.
OOC, if you guys want, I can create a Google Doc right now and like start writing those things we're talking, because we're talking about a lot of shit right now.
If you want it, then yeah, go for it.
Sure.
Take a minute.
Yeah, okay, so I'm opening the Google Doc. I'm reading myself. You guys continue talking.
It would be handy to have like a couple of sites that, you know, we could hit in case something bad happens. Like also when, you know, there's a situation where one of us or several of us can't get back to the chantry directly because they're being followed or because of
they've got
whatever
drunk.
reason. You had to say that. I knew it.
I was making a joke.
Right. Or when they're getting drunk, but no, I wouldn't use that when like the situation isn't like. I would keep the safe houses specifically for a safe house. As soon as you use it, it's basically compromised and you can't use it again, right? Isn't that like what they say in movies and books?
I believe we could do something like that for sure.
But it can't all be like the apartment that you purchased, like that is really a high profile location. We also need things that are more on the down low.
Yes. I believe we could look into this.
So Caleb kind of like opens a paper in his hand and he says, "Okay, plans for the chantry. We need guns. Caleb, Julie buys illegal guns. Caleb creates disguise for people. And then he says like third, which is the safe houses across the city." And he like raises his head and looks, like shows them, and then like ready to write the fort. Anything else, guys?
Oh, right.
Safe houses, disguise, guns, and any plans? More plans?
Maybe also make like that's way too expensive.
What is it?
I was thinking about different cars or different ways of transportation. So
I have already purchased multiple vehicles.
Oh. Okay.
Acquiring cars should be no issue.
I was thinking that we have kind of no jurisdiction among each other. Like, I don't want to turn this into a tyranny or weirdness, but maybe for like deciding our course of action, we can create a rules in this chantry, and then maybe get signatures of not signatures, sorry. We can get like approval of Boris, Tasha, and Lee. So for newcomers, we will have rules that they know what they're doing, or like we can give them a paper on, hey, watch this, like these are things they're telling you to make sure you know. I don't know.
Further rules and delegated responsibilities sounds like a good idea, Caleb.
For choosing rules and further responsibilities, as he writes.
Then we can delegate responsibilities to people. As I've said,
sure.
I have been lucky enough. She wouldn't say lucky, actually. She says, I have fairly considerable monetary assets at my disposal. I would be happy to provide funding to the rest of you. Caleb here has shown a keen mind for organization and security. He could perhaps take on that responsibility. But again, this is something we should all discuss together, I believe. But I believe this is a good preliminary meeting.
Yeah. I think we really need to get like a group meeting together as soon as possible.
Completely.
as soon as Elijah and Julie have healed up a bit.
We also saved people, and there are people who left this place, like that girl who shot when we first arrived. Remember that person? I forget her name. Esme. She left. We have people who newly arrived who just said hi in the morning. Oh, see, I don't want to like make people bad. Those who didn't play their characters, so I just say like, we just say hi to each other in the mornings. And Caleb returns and says, so maybe just like Ava says, we actually need organization among each other to organize and to solve this problem better, so we can fight against the technocracy better. We are not fighters. Like we're not like none of us have been trained in military. We don't know how to shoot, but if we can close our disadvantages, it can be really good.
I agree.
This is why I asked like start with like a list, what everyone's good at. I mean, I'm not really good at anything. I think not really useful in this regard, but when it comes to people leaving, if someone wants to permanently leave the Chantry, I might look into a way to, hide our locations in their minds so that if they get caught, we won't
Caleb
be
exposed. Caleb takes a deep breath when she says that, because like he kind of feels a ways about it, but he also thinks it's necessary.
With their consent, of course.
He looks at Nausicaa and says, what do you think about this?
I think it would be good. Discussing it with people, identifying what we need, what factors and different skill sets we can use, and then seeing where people believe they can best be placed. There is one thing I can do immediately that I believe will be useful. Using personal phones. Maybe not a good idea. I will purchase other phones that we can use simply among ourselves. That we will have no risk of leaving behind or being interfered with if they are only among ourselves and nobody else knows the number.
Phones that we can easily dispose of. If
Exactly.
we come in a situation like, no, I agree. That is something that we absolutely need. I was thinking of something just now. What was it?
Don't strain yourself. You've had a head injury.
Yeah, I know, but damn it. Right, yes, I remember. We're talking at this point solely about like defense, and I do believe that that is really should be one of our priorities at this point. But I think we also should look at like new people, introducing them to our society, comforting them, making sure that they understand the situation that they're in. It might be good to have like an ambassador for new people amongst our group. Someone who has like a little knowledge of magic, and so that they have someone that they can like, that they know that they can ask questions to.
I think I will vote a unpopular opinion, which is if they don't know about us, they can't hurt us, they can't, do anything about us. But I know that might be unpopular.
I mean, for people that we get into the country, that we get away from the technocracy. I don't understand what you're trying to say, Caleb. I'm sorry.
I thought you talked about the other supernaturals.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think if that's the case, choosing someone who's social and who can represent us, it will be cool.
I more mean someone that, I remember when we were new and I felt very lost, and I mean we all did. We didn't really know what questions to ask. We didn't know where to go. And I think it would be helpful if we have someone who would actually give someone who's new here a tour, explain things, answer questions, or point people into the direction of where they can find their answers. Like,
this is very true.
Completely.
it might just be something that someone of us might be interested in.
While the plan for defense, newcomers, how to defend this place, and giving a ways to defend, survive longer. There's also the truth of we're not gonna survive if we just keep avoid technocracy, and there needs to be a like. I feel really uncomfortable about thinking my past, how I get tortured for what I am, and the look of like that stupid smile of that person.
Okay, can we not go into that?
Yeah, I say we also need the plan of striking. We just can't steal people and come back and run. And I think we need to plan strike as well. And he looks at Nausicaa and Eva like matter of factly. We our people here, they say they won. But as long as we survive, they kind of didn't won.
I agree. Fighting against the Zeta Clinic and maybe even destroying it sounds like a admirable objective. I genuinely just don't believe that we have the ability right now.
I agree with Nausicaa. I think that we can look into, while we're looking into defense, is creating an offense, like creating ways that we can utilize our weapons, our magic to use in an offensive situation. But I do not believe that the group of us is at this point capable enough or has the resources and just the manpower to strike at a place like that.
I agree. Today I called up emergency services, and they clearly were onto our location within seconds.
They have their fingers in everything.
If they have one of those creatures, and we had to flee. Even one of their normal agents was difficult for us to deal with.
I mean, ultimately, it wouldn't be a bad idea to look into ways to strike against them. But I don't think we can work on a master plan to defeat them. I don't think that's possible right now.
Right now, I completely agree that our resources is not enough to repel them or enter as a technique and destroy. But remember, like when we first arrived here, what Tasha and the Boris said, think the unthinkable. Like you have magic and you can do things. If I am capable of seeing the past and the future, if I'm capable of looking at a location that is like 1 mile away from here, I think maybe in the future I can just act really fastly because I create a time warp in my timeline and act really fastly. And if you guys are able to create things, maybe we can create things that is really explosive, and the creature we saw with chainsaws and all that jazz, we can just explode it. I don't know, this is a far-fetched plan, like we are not ready right now, and that's completely true. But we should work for it.
Perhaps the first step of that will be becoming combat capable, able to deal with the situations that we've been finding ourselves in instead of just running in and hoping for the best. Because next time we may not be so lucky.
I agree. And I mean, I also think that as we have all been doing and we all continue to do, like work on advancing our lessons, our personal progress, as we grow stronger in our magic and in understanding the world that we are in right now and that we are facing, we will find ways to both defense and offense and to utilize that. Wow. Like we're all practicing at becoming better in magic and in the situations that we find ourselves in. And I think we should all try to stimulate each other and try to help each other out into taking the next step. And I think that's the best we can do right now for when it comes to offense.
I agree. As Caleb said, he could be in charge of our contingency plans and creating more security for the Sorry. for the chantry. For the chantry. Perhaps we could have someone who is would look further into operations. But I think this is something, again, good ideas that we should discuss with the rest of the team.
Well, also, that's completely true. Yeah, go on.
I was just thinking that is something that we can look into. Like, so far, Tasha's found ways to, like, find us, find the second group, find this girl, Kate. We can, like, maybe we can work on, like, a network of, like basically also looking into reconnaissance, information gathering magically, spreading our eyes around the city. Like both in mundane ways as well as in like magical ways. So that's maybe we can work together with Tasha and this time or next time hopefully be there on time instead of at the same time as them. Actually have like, even if it's a 5-minute window of opportunity where we arrive before them, that is an advantage. Like to see out over the city, to look for signs, basically scrying.
And maybe look for those individuals hiding tradition members, if they remain any.
I think if any of the tradition members are still in the city, they will have stronger methods to hide themselves than we have to find themselves. But newly awakened mages, it must send off some spark somewhere, and they don't know as much as we do, so we should be able. They don't know how to hide themselves. Oh, well, I'm thinking maybe James could help with that, but we would need to discuss it with him. But if you could just note that down on like your journal, that we need to look into information gathering in the mundane and magical way, that would be good.
I agree. I will try to look places, and if you have any idea where to look, let me know, okay? I think you should come with me, and I should make you another tea, so you don't sleep here.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, don't hate me. I mean, I'm trying to.
I know. I'm not hating you. I'm tired, and I wish this headache would just go away and I could just sleep.
I'm happy you didn't die. By the way, I'm really happy that you're not hurt.
Well, I am, for what it's worth, happy that me and the others, like, I'm kind of happy no one died, really.
It's
So, yeah, let's go find some tea.
he will go inside and make one of those Caleb teas that are not amazing, not that bad. Normal tea.
And I guess with that, we can end the scene.
Completely.
Okay, thank you players for playing, thank you watchers for watching. This was another scene of Living World of Darkness, the Mage Venue. Bye!